Mateo, this is Adrian Gomez with 212 Athlete. Thanks for being a part of the camp. We're going to look here what we need to do to be able to increase velocity. Right now you're at about 110, which is good. I'd like to see you at about 100 degrees. So if you can look at this side, you come up and down, your knees pointing this way, going away from the target. And if I could get it to point in, you're going to be able to drive harder off that back leg and have an earlier drive. So you can see your head really fall far to the right, and that's what we talked about earlier, is driving that chest. But that back leg push is pretty good, but it could be better. Your back leg stays on the ground, which is good. But right at foot strike, measuring this double angle, it's at 95 degrees. I'd like to get it to 105, and part of the reason is you rotate into this front knee, and the front knee is bent really, really far, and so that's number one, throwing off the angle, and number two, it's collecting energy, and that's not in the baseball. So as you rotate, you have this knee that's externally rotated. And watch, your hip can't rotate until this knee is corrected. That's 25 degrees. So if we can fix that front knee, you're going to be able to rotate your hips faster and drive through. So that's a big one. So external rotation of your front knee, that's a big issue. So let's measure that front knee, the angle. You have about 121 degrees. And so this is what I want you to understand. This knee, when you plant, has got to come back, and your chest has got to drive forward. And in that motion, you're going to be able to really drive with your body and not your arm. So that's the lower body. So we have a weakness in your front knee. You have a weakness in the angle in your front knee at plant foot, the angle at plant foot, and your back leg has got to start pointing in the right direction to be able to really push and drive your hips. So let's look at your posture. Your posture right now is I'd say it's a B posture, but the reason why your upper body's doing that is because it's trying to compensate for your knee. If your knee's inside, your upper body has to go on the opposite side to be able to get the ball out. So that posture, B posture, as you come up, you're opening up quite a bit just to be able to get the ball out. So I really think you're doing a good job keeping your body this way, but having to move this way is a huge change in head movement. That's why the ball doesn't go where you want it all the time. So we need to minimize that. So this is pretty good. I think that's a huge change that you can make. So posture, ball release, we need to work on that. Looking into stacking, you do a good job of your upper body. You're leading with your butt. Your butt's going towards the target. That knee needs to stay inside, and that's what I've talked about is that knee inside, the upper body back. That's what's really going to get you to stack and stay on that back side. And then drive through. So stacking, definitely need to work on your lower half. Your upper half's pretty good, but it could be even better. Let's look at your front glove. You can see where your front glove goes. It goes straight down, and it's not really supported. So I'd like to get your upper body this way, so I can be supported and drive that way. It kind of just falls, so the front side's not supported. So front glove needs to be worked on for sure. Let's go into the high elbow. This is what really is going to keep you safe. You can go from shoulder to shoulder. Your elbow's right on. It should be a straight line, 180 degrees, but you're a little bit below. Your elbow's a little bit below because you're tilted so far this way. You're trying to compensate for that knee, but all in all, looks pretty good. Not bad. So, not a high elbow, you have a low elbow. That's something that you could work on for sure. On 212athlete.com with the online training. Next one, we're going to look at the chest extension. So right at chest extension here, that front knee definitely needs to come back to make room for your chest. You're not getting the drive that you need out of it. It's 41 degrees, which is good. We want to get 48 degrees. So this is what 48 degrees looks like. We're talking about another 2-3 inches drive. But the only way we're going to get 2 to 3 inch drive is if your upper body gets back. And when you can do that, that's going to be fabulous. So, the last thing we're going to talk about is what we call a hand fly out. So, chest extension's got to get a little bit better. Let's look at hand fly out. So that's maximum layback there. But you'll notice where the wrist is going. The wrist goes completely outside of that elbow. And that's why you miss on that far side quite a bit. I'd like to see you stay somewhere here. So it's a minimal movement, but I'd like to shore that up. I mean, we're talking 4 or 5 inches that you've got to improve so that your arm isn't straight when it's throwing, that's a little bit bent. And that's going to help a ton. Just, keeping you safe, and then also directionally going towards the place that you want to go. So thanks for being a part of 212 Athlete. I definitely think that forearm flyout needs to be worked on. Your front glove, your front knee, the angle of your front knee, the angle of your hips, the double angle, and your knee, and your stacking. So give me a shout if you need anything, and thanks for coming to the camp.